Imagine spending millions of dollars building one of the largest machines on Earth, then deliberately filling it with thousands of tons of water. At first glance, it sounds like the world's most expensive plumbing mistake. After all, ships are surrounded by an entire ocean. If they need water, surely they can just scoop some up. So why do giant cargo ships, cruise ships, and oil tankers carry enormous amounts of water? Are the crews secretly planning the world's biggest swimming pool? Is it emergency drinking water? Or someone accidentally left the tap running back in 1987? Believe it or not, that water has a very specific purpose. It performs a job so important that many of the world's largest ships couldn't operate without it. And most passengers never even realize it's there. Welcome to Past in Plain Sight. Today, we're uncovering the fascinating reason ships carry water, and why it's definitely not what most people think. We first have to go back to the early days of ocean shipping to understand why ships carry water. Back then, ships usually sailed with full loads. They carried timber, coal, grain, and spices, or anything else people were willing to pay ridiculous amounts of money to transport across an ocean. When a ship was loaded with cargo, everything worked beautifully. The weight pushed the hull deeper into the water. The ship felt stable and steering was easier. But the problem was not completely solved, because eventually the cargo had to be delivered. Imagine a ship arriving in one country carrying 50,000 tons of iron ore. The crew unloads every last piece. Suddenly, that enormous ship becomes surprisingly too light. Instead of sitting deep in the water, the hull rises much higher. At first, it sounds like a good thing. Less weight, less water resistance, more speed, right? Unfortunately, physics had other plans. A lighter ship catches much more wind. Imagine trying to push an empty shopping cart across a windy parking lot. Now compare it with one loaded full of groceries. The empty one dances around like it just drank 6 cups of coffee. The heavy one behaves itself. Ships do exactly the same thing. An empty ship becomes much more vulnerable to strong winds and rough seas. Engineers quickly realized they needed a substitute for the missing cargo. And that's where ballast water came in. Instead of carrying heavy containers, the ship pumps ordinary seawater into huge tanks built inside the hull. Thousands of tons of it. The extra weight pushes the ship deeper into the water, improving stability almost instantly. It's like giving the ship a pair of sensible shoes instead of asking it to balance on roller skates. Now, you might wonder, why use water instead of concrete blocks or giant metal weights? Because cargo changes constantly. Sometimes the ship is full. Sometimes it's empty. Sometimes it's only half loaded. The amount of weight needed changes every single voyage. Water is perfect because it's free, it's everywhere, and most importantly, you can pump it in when you need it. And pump it out when you don't. Try doing that with 20,000 tons of concrete. The crane operators would probably resign on the spot. There's another fascinating benefit. Ballast water doesn't just make ships heavier. It helps keep them balanced. Imagine loading dozens of heavy containers on only one side of a ship. Without adjustment, the vessel would lean awkwardly. Nobody wants a ship that permanently looks like it's trying to peek around a corner. Crew members can pump water between different ballast tanks to keep the ship level. The vessel is constantly fine-tuning its balance. It's basically performing yoga, but just considerably larger. What seems like an ordinary tank of seawater is actually one of the most important engineering systems on any ship. And sometimes the most important cargo on a ship isn't cargo at all. It's the water hidden inside its hull. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to Past in Plain Sight, and join us next time as we reveal why ships disappear at sea. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.